And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Elmhurst College for the CCIW conference matchup between the home team, Elmhurst College Lady Blue Jays, and the Lady Vikings of North Park University. I'm Nick Jacobs. They called him the G team today. Most people busy with some afternoon, some weekend activities, but pleasure being here at beautiful Fagnall Hall, bringing you this conference matchup. Very important in terms of the conference in the CCIW, the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. There's a logjam of 4 teams at 2-1, and 2 of them playing this afternoon here in Elmhurst. And again, the home team, Elmhurst, they are in the light blue uniforms, going right to left across your computer screen. And the Vikings, left to right in the dark blues, and the tip-off is won by Elmhurst, and quickly come the Jays, and the rebound brought in by Fiona McMahon. We'll be hearing a lot of her, and she is tied up immediately by Nicole Kruckman as we are underway. The starting lineup for Elmhurst in numerical order: 00 Fiona McMahon, number 3 Devin Vaughn, number 11 Tessa Godhart, number 22 Karen Sinnett, and number 33 Claire Monroe, as the jump ball obviously is in favor of North Park. We'll give you the North Park starting lineup here at the next opportunity. The point guard here for the Lady Vikings is Shayna Yalda. Ball now top of the key. That is Kruckman. She'll pass along to the left side. Now top of the key for Yalda. The assist leader for the Vikings. Back over left for Kamara Akri. Down low it goes. No good. Rebound. Tracked down by the Vikings, but stepped down the end line, said the official. Will belong to Elmhurst. Again, your starting lineup for North Park, as you heard almost every name there. Kayla McCall, number 4. Number 10, Shayna Yalda. 21, Dominique Williams, as the full court pressure being applied here by the Vikings. Number 25, Nicole Kruckman, the field goal percentage leader at 50%. And number 35, Kamara Akri, who averages 10 a game, and they're going to lean on her quite a bit today, as 2 of the best players for North Park out of the game for today due to injury. Dana Christensen, the senior guard, is out nursing a sprained ankle. As getting fouled here is Fiona McMahon, the sophomore forward for Elmhurst. Back on North Park side, Sarah Peterson, who is the leader in steals and blocks and scores about 10 a game. She is also out for North Park. So Christensen and Peterson, both seniors, out for North Park today due to injury, and that can only mean good things for the Blue Jays as we finally get some points on the board. That coming from the hook shot from Fiona McMahon, the leading scorer for the Blue Jays, just over 15 points a game and 9.9 rebounds, the do-it-all power forward for the Lady Jays. Here's North Park out of the north side of Chicago. Rebound by Fiona. And quickly come the Jays. Here's Godhart. Right side for Monroe. Back to the top it goes for Sinnett. Sinnett left side pulling the trigger. Godhart for a long 3. No good. Rebound by North Park. Quickly come the Vikings. Down low, it's Akri. She'll get it back outside and reset that offense for the Vikings. About 2 minutes into this one. 2-0 early. Layup doesn't go. Offensive rebound for Kruckman. That putback doesn't go. Rebound finally tracked down by Elmhurst. That's Sinnett. She'll slow it down, direct a little traffic. Right side for Vaughn. Vaughn looking for the screen, doesn't take it. Going to go baseline. Takes a bump, puts it in. No foul on the dribble drive, but count the bucket. It's 4-0 Elmhurst. Man-to-man pressure this time by Elmhurst in the half court. Akri handling the basketball here, again with the absence of Dana Christensen for North Park. With it is McCall. McCall a little bit of trouble here, guarded by Monroe. Gives it up to Yalda. 3 on the way, no good. Goes over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Lady Jays. As we mentioned, pretty important conference matchup for both teams, as both are 2-1. North Park is 11-3 overall. Elmhurst 8-6. Of course, with that 11-3 record, was with their 2 best players who are out because of injury today. Here's Vaughn. Top for Godhart. Down low, McMahon. Right-handed hook shot is good. And if that's working, that is darn near unstoppable for any level of basketball. That is a dangerous weapon to have in a post player who they list at 6'1". Going up against Nicole Kruckman at 6 foot even. Yalda driving, 14-footer. That one's no good. Another rebound for Elmhurst, and another one for Sinnett getting active on the boards. Still 6-0. North Park getting shut out here so far through the first 3.5 minutes. Driving is Sinet, can't get that one to go. Rebounded by McCall. So push ahead to Williams. Cross court to Acree. Acree driving, contact there, got it to go and one. Kamara Acree, number 35, the senior, will go to the free throw line. A pretty good free throw shooter at 82%. We get our first sub of the game. Checking in for Elmhurst is Stephanie Mitchell. Out of the game will go Fiona McMahon. The foul, by the way, was on McMahon. Her first and the team's first. Again, here is Acree, the 82% free throw shooter for the old-fashioned three-point play. Looks good from here. 6-3 now. The lead cut in half. Full court token pressure this time being applied by North Park. Sinet, the point guard for Elmhurst. She went to Vaughn, now top of the key, swung over left for Godhart. Back to Sinet. Make that Monroe. Here's Vaughn for three. It's long. Rebound loose. Will be tracked down by the Blue Jays. Here is Karen Sinet. And we have a whistle away from the ball. I don't think there was a foul. Exactly sure what the stoppage was for, to be honest with you. It looked like they pointed to the front row of the stands, but no foul being assessed, no violation of any kind. Checking in for Elmhurst. Looks to be Kim Schwartman, the 5'8 senior out of Wheaton, Glen Bard South grad. Inbounding is Sinet. Does to the top of the key for Schwartman. Takes it to the free throw line. Stops the dribble, a little bit of trouble, had it knocked away. Could not get it up as the shot clock goes off. A turnover for Elmhurst. And North Park has an opportunity to tie it with a three-pointer here with 15:50 to go. Inbounder is Acree. A little bit of trouble against the Elmhurst pressure, but finally gets it in to Dominique Williams. Hands it off to Yalda, the point guard. 5'3" senior out of Maine West. Yalda stops on the right wing, flips it to Williams. She's looking inside, puts the ball on the floor with the left, tried to spin, knocked away, gets it back. A lot of contact there, and taking the worst of it was Kim Schwartman, and she's still on the floor. The referees are going to stop this one dead as the Blue Jay senior lays hunched over near the charge arc underneath the basket. You see it coming into your screen on the right side. Official checking on her. Probably just had the wind knocked out of her. Williams put the shoulder down, attempting to get into the lane. She took the contact, and that'll do it. That will knock the wind out of you, but I think you may have to check out of the game if they stop play for an injury, whether you're fine or not. We'll see if they let her stay in the game, though. No, looks like they will. 15.5 to play at 6-3 Elmhurst. Fiona McMahon doing most of the work down low, but she's on the bench with an early foul. Sinet, the point guard for the Jays. Right side for Mitchell. Mitchell's going to cross it over to Vaughn. Vaughn does so to Sinet, left wing. Good patience being shown here by the Lady Blue Jays. Sinet with the basketball, takes a couple dribbles left. Gives it up for Mitchell, and she drugged that pivot foot. Traveling violation. Nice defensive effort that time by North Park. Inbounders Acree. Again, that full court token pressure being applied by Elmhurst. Kamora Acree out of Carbondale. She'll take a screen. Dribble drive on the right. Stopped in a little bit of trouble. Still in some trouble. Has to get rid of it. At 5 seconds. They can come hurry. Oh, they bail her out with a timeout from the bench. So timeout called here. Take a look at some of the early numbers here in this game. If my fancy computers would work for you. Of course they would. But Fiona McMahon, so far the story on this one for Elmhurst. She averages 15 a game. She's a 6'1 sophomore, but out a little bit early here with some early foul trouble. Only one foul, but they took her out early. She really is what that offense runs through for the Lady Jays. And they're doing pretty good here at Fagenal Hall. 7-2 here at home for the Lady Blue Jays, while the Vikings, they're not too bad on the road. While they're 11-3 overall, well, obviously they have to play pretty well on the road for that record. They're 6-2. But again, I think it bears reminding that they are missing their two best players here today. Here's Yalda. Pull-up three-pointer. Missed it short. Rebound Schwartman. Here come the Lady Blue Jays. Pulled up. Here's Vaughn. Left side for Monroe. Nice ball movement by Elmhurst. Reverse layup. Had it blocked. Yalda the rebound. No numbers. Let's see if she stops. She does. 14-foot jumper. They can't get that one to go. And again, rebounded by Schwartman. Pulls it up top of the key, setting up the offense. She is guarded by a Cree in the man-to-man. Schwartman stops. A little bit of trouble. Nice defensive pressure. That pass is poked and stolen. Here's Williams. Ahead to Yalda left side. Yalda gives it up for Becca Heismath, the newcomer for North Park. Yalda now with it, guarded in the man-to-man by Sinet. Yalda goes down low. Here's Heimsath turning. A right-handed shot is up, no good, but she will go to the free throw line. 6'1" senior is Becca. She's from Batavia, attended Batavia High School. And again, with the injuries, getting a little more playing time than usual. Has appeared in 11 of the 14 games. As Becca, she averages about 9 a game. So we'll probably see her a little more if she misses that first free throw. And a host of new Blue Jays will check in. Among them, Courtney Spencer, the 5'6" freshman guard out of Rolling Prairie, Indiana. Also back onto the floor is Tess Godhart, the sophomore out of Hinckley Big Rock. That shot doesn't go either, so a cold shooting first half so far for North Park. They only have 3 on the board, and that's from an old-fashioned three-point play from Tamira Acree about 3-4 minutes ago. Been in a little bit of a drought. Fiona McMahon back on the floor for Elmhurst. She is guarded by Heimsath. Pass down low is knocked away. McMahon gets it back, puts it up and in from about 10 feet. Fiona McMahon, the do-it-all post player for Elmhurst. Here's Acree. Ball on the floor immediately, beats her girl, goes up strong, gets fouled, and she'll be rewarded with 2 free throws. McMahon in her 4 minutes of play so far already has 6 points to go along with 2 rebounds. 6 of the 8 points for Elmhurst, the other 2 from Devin Vaughn. On the way, the free throw no good for Acree. Normally very good free throw shooter at 82%. North Park only shooting 10% from the field so far today. Very cold shooting. Second free throw coming up for Acree. That one is good. 8-4 now. So while they're only shooting 10%, they're hanging in there. Playing some pretty good defense, as they've already forced Elmhurst to 5 turnovers, and that has been an issue plaguing the team the last several games, averaging almost 20 turnovers a game. Here is Fiona McMahon. Ball finds into the right wing for Schwartman. Driving, passing, out of bounds. Last touch by North Park. It'll belong to Elmhurst from the baseline. Don't forget, it is a women's, men's doubleheader today at Elmhurst. We have North Park in here for both games. That men's game should be a good one, starting about half an hour after this girls' game ends. Inbounder was Schwartman. She'll have to go all the way out to Sinet. Sinet takes the screen. Nice bounce pass down low. That one's knocked out of bounds. Ooh, last touch by McMahon. It'll belong to North Park, and there's the 6th turnover of the game for Elmhurst. Point guard this time is Shayna Yalda out of Maine West. She is guarded in the man-to-man by Spencer. Beats her girl, goes to a Cree left wing. 12:30 to play. It's 8-4 Elmhurst. Yalda takes it in. 14-footer is good. Nice jump shot by Yalda, and they pull within 2 points. Spencer goes left for Sinet. Back to the top, that's Godhart. Down low, that's unstoppable. She's going to make that all day long. Fiona McMahon, big 0-0, and a timeout called by Elmhurst. We're going to take a breather here as well. Again, the Score is 10-6. Elmhurst on top of North Park on BlueJayTV.com. Welcome on back to Elmhurst College. Again, it's 10-6. Elmhurst leads, and I got to say, there's some guys with some guts here today walking around in Packers jerseys. Got to hand it to them. It's North Park basketball out of the timeout, 10-6. Driving Yalda up and in, and one for the 5'8 senior guard. Make that 5'3 senior guard. Averages about 7 a game. To the free throw line she goes, where she's a 65% free throw shooter. There's Yalda there, the assist leader for North Park, about 44 coming into the game. And one free throw here could pull North Park within one. Again, they're only 3 for 12 on the game from the floor, as that free throw does make it 10-9. However, 8 or make that 6 turnovers for Elmhurst, keeping North Park in this one early. But they are 11-3 for a reason. They can lose a player or two and still come out here and compete. Here's McMahon looking to go inside, but puts it on the floor. Not comfortable handling the ball. Out it goes for Katie Swanson, and she knocks down the three-pointer. Her 9th three-pointer of the season. It's 13-9 now. Big shot for the Oak Forest grad. With it is Shane. Down low it goes. Up good with the left hand. That was Nicole Kruckman, 50% shooter out of Libertyville with the bucket. Elmhurst holding on to the one-possession lead here. Here's Godhart looking for McMahon down low. Ill-advised pass. Nice defensive effort that time by Kruckman. Here come the Vikes. Top of the key. Shane, three-pointer would have been huge, but ricochets off right side. Rebound brought in by Monroe. Monroe goes right to Sinet. Man-to-man defense. Sinet driving. Can't get that one to roll over the front of the rim. Rebound by Yalda, and she'll take it herself. See if she takes it to the basket. Puts her shoulder down. Offensive foul. Nice job by Sinet to take the contact. Karen Sinet out of Anchorage, Alaska. 5'6" junior. Nice defensive play. She's the best three-point shooter on the team as well at 40%. She's got the ball in her hands right now. Typically, you see a good defensive effort on one side. They're going to come back and do it on the offensive side. Let's see if Sinet gets one here. Here's Swanson. Just hit a three a moment ago. Back up to Monroe. Ball's going to be swung around. Here is Sinet left wing. Nice defensive effort this time by North Park. Driving Swanson. Kicks it out from Monroe. Monroe to Sinet. Pump fakes, who might have been a travel. Driving, shooting, and scoring. There you go. Karen Sinet, the off-balance shot. 15-11 with about halfway through our first half. Driving is Dominique Williams. Rebound loose on the floor. Picked up by Kruckman. Usually you see the smaller players come up with those balls on the floor, but nice job by Kruckman to bend down, pick it up. Resetting the offense here for North Park with a fresh shot clock. Lob inside and a 3-second violation. Fans were calling for that one for the last 4 or 5 seconds. Referee caught it and the turnover. Only the second turnover of the game for North Park. Monroe has it right wing, man-to-man defense again by North Park. Sinet here on the left wing. Pump faking Swanson. Inside to Nikki Moan in for the first time. Outside, Monroe, the three, no good. Rebounded by McCall, who had it poked away and it's loose. Picking it up is Swanson, and a timeout is called by head coach Bethany Carrillo saving the possession for Elmhurst. Take a look at some of the numbers so far through this game. Leading scorer is Fiona McMahon with 8 points in 8 minutes. She's got 2 rebounds. Katie Swanson with that 3 is the second leading scorer in the game. 2 players with 2 points for Elmhurst. That is Karen Sinnett and Devin Vaughn. On the other side of things for the Vikings, leading scorer is Shayna Yalda. She's got 5. Kamira Acree has 4 points in 11 minutes of play. Nicole Krukman also has a pair to round out the scoring for both teams. They've upped that 10% field goal percentage, has the Vikings. They're up to 27% now, 4 for 15 from the floor. 7 for 13 is Elmhurst for 54% shooting. Not too bad. Elmhurst basketball out of the timeout. Monroe with it. Here's Sinnett directing a little traffic. She's picked up by McCall in the man-to-man. She'll take a screen, baseline. Spinning is Moan. Kicks it out. Monroe, the 3 off the side of the backboard. Ball will be rebounded by Elmhurst to Sinnett. She knocks down the 15-footer from the elbow. 17-11 now with just under 9 minutes to play and another whistle. Little moisture on the hardwood, it appears, or some blood on a jersey. Either way, Katie Swanson will have to check out and be attended to. Yeah, it looks like she's going to, something on her left leg. They're going to have to bandage up there. Back into the game, Tess Godhart. Williams will inbound for the Vikings. She'll find Yalda, their point guard. Vikings chasing a 6-point deficit here. To Williams. Now over left side, McCall. McCree back out to Yalda left side. Looking inside, little logjam down there with 2 North Park players in the same vicinity. However, there was a whistle for a foul on the entry pass. Looks like they're going to get Nikki Moan. Williams will inbound to Yalda left side. Back directly to Nicole Krukman. And again, another foul on the entry pass. And Moan is going to have to be careful reaching around, trying to poke that away. If she wants to defend the entry pass, she's going to have to front the man and hope that help side defense can protect the lob. She got called twice in a row here for reaching around in the pass. Here's Yalda. Wide open 3-pointer. No good that time. Nice block out and rebound by Devin Vaughn. Devin's going to take it herself. Top of the key. All the way down to the baseline before she stopped. Kick out to Monroe. Monroe. This is Monroe. That was Sinnett earlier. I apologize. Here's Monroe. Had it knocked away. Driving this time is Tess Godhart, but she took a step before she put the ball on the floor. That's a travel violation. And we have a stoppage for a little shoe tie. There we go. Yalda's ready to go. Shayna Yalda out of Des Plaines, 5'3" senior, point guard with the basketball. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Left side guarded by Sinnett. Top of the key, had the ball poked away, but McCall still with it. Entry pass was kicked by Devin Vaughn. I take that back. Tess Godhart kicked it. Inbounder will be Dominique Williams out of Zion Benton High School. Lob to the top, Yalda. Fakes left. Puts it inside. Wide open was Nicole Krukman, and that time Moan attempted the steal by going around the player, but got there a little late and left Krukman with a wide open layup. 4-point lead now for the Lady Jays. Monroe left wing. Top of the key, Sinnett. She'll fire the long 2-pointer and got it to go. Heels right near that arc. All to a Cree, now to Williams left side. Williams, they're looking inside. They're definitely making an effort to get it in, and they do this time again to Krukman as she puts that one in. I'll tell you what, Nikki Moan having a little trouble corralling Nicole Krukman. Here's Godhart, guarded by Williams. Here's Godhart, guarded by Williams. That was Vaughn earlier. That jump shot is no good. Rebound will be saved. Nicely done by Monroe. Top of the key, Sinet. Pump fakes, bounce pass. Pump fake by Vaughn. She'll drive and lose it. And picked up. It's still loose in the paint there. We're going to have a jump ball. It will belong to Elmhurst. Nicole Kruckman in her 9 minutes now has 6 points. Several layups in a row here in the last couple of minutes. Several newcomers for Elmhurst checking in. Fiona McMahon back in the game along with Katie Swanson and Kim Schwartman, 5'8" senior guard. Back into the game, Courtney Spencer as well, the freshman guard. She's on the right elbow. Inbounds goes to Schwartman. She's on the right. Here's Spencer, swung around. Devin Vaughn will drive baseline, and she is fouled by Dominique Williams. She did not agree with it, however. That will be the sixth team, make it the third team foul on North Park. 6 team fouls for Elmhurst, so the next Elmhurst foul will send North Park to the free throw line. Checking in for Elmhurst is Annie Shane, the 5'10" sophomore out of Wheaton, Warrenville South. Vaughn, now right side Swanson, back to Vaughn. Long three by Spencer, no. Rebound, Yalda attempted, but couldn't quite outleap the Elmhurst players. Here's Vaughn looking inside. Fiona McMahon had a position. She will drive on Kruckman, turning, spinning, getting it back out. Spencer takes the screen, now gives it back to McMahon, and slap on the wrist. Nicole Kruckman will pick up the foul. I'll tell you what, you got to be really impressed with Kruckman out of Libertyville. 6-foot freshman center. Freshman playing very, very well. Knows what to do offensively and defensively. Not playing like a freshman at all. Vaughn will inbound on the baseline. She does so to Schwartman. She'll drive baseline, and she's fouled. Ooh, the whistles have come out here in the last couple of seconds. I've seen more than that not called. But that will be the 5th team foul on North Park, that is, with 5:51 to play. Vaughn doing the inbounding. Does to Schwartman again in the right corner. She'll drive into the paint. Up strong, no good. Rebound, McMahon. Jump ball. Ooh, quick whistle there, too. Surprised that McMahon did not get called for the over the back, but she'd probably rather take it. We'll take the jump ball. Out goes Kruckman to a nice round of applause from the fans that made the trip from Chicago. In comes, get a number there. Looks like that's Becca Heimsath, the senior in for the freshman for North Park. Yalda crosses the timeline, picked up in the man-to-man by Schwartman. I'm just going to find out how many different ways I can pronounce her name. Driving McCall. Down low, can't get that one to go. Had to force it up. Ball dribbles out of bounds. And last touch by the Vikings. It'll belong to Elmhurst with 5:25 to play and a 4-point lead, 19-15. And again, out comes Fiona McMahon. Obviously the best player on the floor for Elmhurst, but they're up by 4. No need to keep her in and risk any sort of foul trouble. Top of the key for Stephanie Mitchell. Passing left side. Courtney Spencer driving. Goes opposite. Medium range by Vaughn. Got it to go. Nice little jump shot by Devin. Product from North Aurora. Dribbling past the press was Annie Shane. Annie goes right side for McCall. Back out to Yalda, the point guard. Yalda gives it to a Cree. And now here's Shane. Annie Shane, dribble drives, puts one up from about 15 feet. Rebound will be tracked down by a Cree in the corner, and they're going to reset. Ooh, quickly down to McCall. Had it blocked away by Vaughn. Here comes Schwartman. Driving on Yalda, has the size advantage, stops and pops, no good. Rebound opposite side. Good hustle, but landed on the end line. Did Katie Swanson. Nice hustle by the freshman. And a sub coming in for North Park. Checking in, Kayla Scoggins out of Robbins, Illinois, an Eisenhower grad, a 5'7" sophomore. They have her position listed as P, which I can only assume is a post player. Yalda will cross the timeline. Give it to Shane. Shane to Scoggins to Acree. Acree puts the shoulder down. No, they call a blocking foul. Thought it may have been a player control foul offensive, but they're going to put Acree at the free throw line. That will be Devin Vaughn's second foul, the 7th on Elmhurst. So 1-and-1 situation coming up for Acree. Kimura Acree out of Carbondale Community High School. Vaughn will check out with the 2 fouls. Back in will come Karen Sinet. You kind of see the rotation and what head coach Carrillo likes to do. If you get a foul or 2, you're going to come out of the game because there's several players on the bench who can take that spot, and you don't really lose anything with a sub. Sure, there are starters, but all of these players seem interchangeable, which is great when you're running a team. Kimura Acree's second free throw is good. 21-17 now. Lead back to 4 for Elmhurst. With 4 minutes to play here in the first half of basketball. Top it goes, Schwartman down low, up and had it blocked but fouled. Stephanie Mitchell, the senior, will go to the free throw line. Stephanie out of Roscommon, Michigan, Roscommon High School. That foul will be called on Becca Heimsath, the 6'1 senior center. Just the first on Becca, the 6th on the team, as the free throw is nothing but net for Stephanie. One more free throw by Mitchell. That one is good as well. First couple of points there for Stephanie Mitchell on the day rather. Yalda crossing the timeline right through the Blue Jay logo. Eerily similar to the Toronto Blue Jay logo. Turning and shooting the wild shot on the way from Scoggins. Rebound corralled by Schwartman. She'll take it across herself. Picked up in the man-to-man by Annie Shane. Left side now for Swanson. She can shoot it. She can drive it all the way to the basket, but couldn't convert on the layup. Had a wide open opportunity there. She might have been surprised how easy she got there. Scoggins fires it ahead to Acree. She'll cross-court it to Yalda. Yalda, one step inside, pops the jumper, no good. Rebound by the Alaska native Sinet. Pushing ahead, wide open, Katie Swanson for 3. It's good. 26-17, the lead's 9. And a timeout called on the floor by North Park. We're going to take a breather here again. 26-17. Elmhurst leads North Park in this CCIW conference game on BlueJayTV.com. (26-17). Elmhurst leads North Park. Again, this is a big game in terms of conference standings and how things are going to shake out. Quite the logjam at second place in the conference. Leading the way is Carthage at 3-0, but Wheaton, North Park, Illinois Wesleyan, and Elmhurst all 2-1. So this game will go a long way in deciding some things in the regular season conference battle. That ball poked away. Here comes Schwartman in the paint, up with the left hand and good. Nicely done with the left hand by Katie. Make that Kim Schwartman, the 5'8 senior, extending the lead to the largest it's been all day, 11. North Park needs to answer, and they need to get some buckets. I'll tell you what, the Elmhurst defense has sure picked up in the last 6-7 minutes. Three-pointer on the way from Shane, knocked it down. That's what they needed. Brings it within 8. Leading scorer for the players on the floor is Kruckman and Acree, both with 6 for North Park, and Karen Sinnett and Katie Swanson both have 6 for Elmhurst. Driving here is Swanson. She'll pass it out to Sinnett. Stutter stepped into the paint. Passes it on off to Mitchell. 15-footer doesn't go. Offensive rebound. Put back is no good that time for Schwartman. The rebound poked out, and Yalda's there to corral it for the Vikings. Pushing ahead right to Shane. Now top of the key for Soli Roman, the newcomer for the Vikings. That pass deflected, but a foul. And they're going to get Schwartman for the personal. She comes up a little bit limp, and she's going to have to at least go talk to Coach Carrillo. Looks like she'll stay in the game. 1-and-1 situation coming up. Yalda will go to the free throw line. Shayna Yalda, the 65% free throw shooter on the year. I'll take that back. Wrong number. Schwartman, 54% free throw shooter. But hey, knocked that one down. Just 7 for 13. Not many opportunities for Kim Schwartman at the free throw line this year, but she'll split a pair here. Rebounded. Finally goes to Yalda. McCree has it for the Vikings. Back to their point guard with 1:34 to play in the first half. To Shane, right side, looking in. Has Kruckman. Kicks it back out. McCree, the long two-pointer, foot on the line. But a big shot nonetheless brings the lead to 7 for Elmhurst. Schwartman now top of the key is Godhart driving, stopping, shooting. Off the glass. Nice bank shot by Tess Godhart. Yalda crossing the timeline. Everything that North Park puts up and they score, Elmhurst always seems to have an answer. Keeping this lead up right near that 10-point mark. McCree looking inside, has Kruckman, turns. Nice help defense there by Godhart, but Kruckman, a very good freshman post player, puts that one in. You can see you in the travel violation there. Katie Swanson didn't know where she was going to go with that ball, but drug her pivot foot. You can see some of the adjustments that Coach Carrillo has made defensively to guard against Kruckman. They're focusing on getting that weak side help to slide over the lane and have that defensive postman front her to try to prevent the pass. Yalda to Shane, inside to Kruckman. There's the front, there's the help, there's the foul. And North Park has one thing in mind offensively and one thing alone, and that is get the ball to Nicole Kruckman. And why wouldn't you? She's been doing damage all game long so far. Kruckman's got only about 8 points now with 3 rebounds. McCree also has 8. 1-and-1 coming up here for Nicole out of Libertyville High School, 77% free throw shooter. That one looks good, and it is. Just a hair under 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Second free throw, that's good too. Perfect free throw form. My goodness. 7-point lead. I think that a 5-point lead rather for Elmhurst, 31-26. Here's Swanson out to Sinnett. She's going to back it up and reset things. Final 10 seconds to play. Here's Sinnett off the screen. She'll fire the 3. Knocked it down. What a big 3 with under 10 seconds to play. Here's Yalda. Final couple ticks. Can the Vikings put one in at the buzzer? Long 2. She does! Count it at the buzzer. Only a 2-pointer. Had 1 foot over the line, but an exciting finish to a fundamentally sound first half here at Elmhurst College. Your halftime score, Elmhurst 34 and North Park 28. We'll give you some halftime numbers in just a few minutes here on BlueJayTV.com. Welcome back to Elmhurst College. Halftime score 34-28. The Blue Jays lead North Park in the CCIW conference game. Again, both teams 2-1 in this conference, so very important as we get into the meat of the conference schedule. This is just the fourth game for both teams. Take a look at some of the halftime numbers. First for the visitors, North Park leading scorer for the team and for the game, Nicole Kruckman. She's got 10 points and 3 rebounds on 4 for 6 from the floor, a perfect 2 for 2 from the arc in her 13 minutes. Right behind her is Kimura Akri. She's got 8 points with a rebound in her 20 minutes of play, playing every minute of that first half. For Elmhurst, leading scorer is Karen Sinnett, 4 for 7 from the floor, 1 for 2 beyond the arc for 9 points. Fiona McMahon, who has spent a majority of that of the half on the bench, and I'm not being figurative, literally a majority of the first half. She only played 8 minutes in the game, but has 8 points and 2 rebounds on a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor. As a team, Elmhurst is shooting 50% from the field, 14 for 28, 3 for 9 beyond the arc, and 3 for 4 at the charity stripe. For North Park, they're 10 out of 27 from the field for 37%. They made 1 out of 5 attempts from three-point land, and is 7 for 10 from the arc. Rebounding numbers really the story of the game, I think, so far. Elmhurst doing the job on the boards, 21 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds, which is a lot. However, they've only scored 2 second-chance points, so while they're getting those second-chance opportunities, they're not really converting on them and turning those into points. They're out-rebounding North Park 21-11 in that department. Keeping North Park within striking distance, though, some of the turnovers, they've turned the ball over 11 times in that first half, and they're averaging 20 per game in the last 4 or 5 games. So that's something that Coach Carrillo and company need to work on as things get a little deeper into conference play. North Park only turning it over 6 times there in that first half. Largest lead was 11. That happened with about 3 minutes left to go in the first half for Elmhurst. And the North Park has never led in this game. So far it's been Elmhurst wire to wire. Get things back underway as we flip sides, 34-28 at halftime. Get the 5 on the floor for you here as soon as we get everything situated. It will be Elmhurst basketball. Inbounder will be Tess Godhart. On the floor for Elmhurst, McMahon, Vaughn, Godhart, Sinnett, Monroe. On the floor for the Vikings, McCall, Yaldo, Williams. Nope, and everything just shut down on me, so we'll get some numbers as we go along, hopefully, as well. Also on the floor is Kruckman. Here's Yalda pulling up from 10. Crowd wanted to travel, but a nice move by Yalda, and she finishes from 5 feet. Lead back to 4. It's those turnovers you're talking about. If you give North Park opportunities, they're eventually going to put it in. They're a good team. They're 11-3, 2-1 in this conference. Vaughn has it right short corner, looking for McMahon. A little bit close together, needs some spacing. She throws that one away. Another turnover and a foul. A foul called. I know there's a player down, but I'm not exactly sure if I saw a whole lot of contact, but they're going to get Devin Vaughn with a foul. Yalda hit the deck underneath the basket. They're going to give North Park the basketball. Well, they had it to begin with, but they'll retain the possession after the foul. Again, your 5 on the floor for North Park is McCall, Yalda, Williams, Kruckman, and Akri. Yalda here is the point guard as we're about a minute deep into our second half. Kruckman has it outside to Akri. Now it swings to McCall, left wing. McCall looking inside. Turn around, left-handed. Hook shot is good for Nicole Kruckman, and she's been unstoppable. The freshman leading scoring with 12 points now. Here's Vaughn. Top to Godhart, passing right side to Sinnett, guarded by the lengthier Williams. Nice fake, stop and pop, and cannot get the roll. Can Godhart. Jump ball and the rebound, nicely done by McMahon. The ball will belong to North Park on the possession arrow, however. McCree will inbound. Little token pressure being applied by Claire Monroe. Here's Yalda crossing the timeline. She'll pass to Kruckman. Well outside. Hasn't attempted a three this year, so no threat from that far. Here's McCall. Looking inside. Nicely. I just am very, very impressed with Kruckman down low. The way she can get position without the ball, she moves and adjusts her body to make the entry pass easy for those guards is impressive beyond her freshman year. And McMahon better be careful that she doesn't pick up a foul. That entry pass a little bit too wide and taken away by Godhard. Godhard across herself. Lobs it inside McMahon. She'll turn, right-handed shot. Ooh, can't get that one to go. Her first miss of the night, or of the day rather. 2-on-1 opportunity for the Vikings. Here's Williams. Into the paint, she traveled, but no call. Williams offensive rebound. Putback's no good. Oh, that was a travel as soon as she picked up that pivot foot. You can take that one step as long as you leap off of both feet, but as soon as you pick up that pivot foot, that's a travel. Williams will go to the free throw line for a pair with a chance to tie the game for the first time since nothing. That one is up and good. Substitute here for the Blue Jays. Out goes Vaughn. I'll tell you who checked in just a moment. That shot is good. We're tied. Into the game is, looks like number 10, Kim Schwartman, is back in, the 5'8" senior out of Glenbard South. Football power. Here's Godhart to the top of the key. Long three by Sinet, but a lot of contact there. Did not get the call. Last touched by North Park. It'll belong to the Blue Jays. Sinet will inbound from the corner. Has Schwartman. Lob inside. Beautiful pass. Has it, did McMahon, but could not finish. Out of bounds. Last touch by the blue. Well, the dark blue, I suppose, the Vikings. Sinet will do the inbounding from the baseline. Box set here. Had to lob it to the back for Schwartman. Back to the inbounder, Sinet. Pump fakes, drives. Nice pass to McMahon. To Schwartman. Nice screen. Takes it down. Lots of contact to charge. Again, Kruckman there on the defensive side. Very impressive player for North Park. McCree will inbound. Soft pressure applied by Elmhurst with a tie game. Their chance to take their first lead of the game on this possession. McCree at the corner. Yalda driving, baseline, stops, back out. Going to reset that offense. Here's McCall. Pass to Williams, almost had it taken away. To McCree, baseline, drive, double team, jump pass and taken away. Taken away by Monroe. And tripped was Sinet, no call there. A jump ball, it'll belong to Elmhurst, but a lot of contact there. Incidental or not, if you trip someone, typically they blow the whistle. But Sinet will inbound in front of her coaching staff. Does so to Godhart. She'll drive it to the baseline. A little bit of trouble against McCree. Gets it back out to Schwartman. Working on Yalda. Has the size advantage. Here's Sinet. Driving. Nice pump fake now to McMahon. Moving baseline. Bumped by Kruckman. And that'll be the first foul on North Park in the half. The second on Kruckman. Sinet still working off some of that injury she took from getting tripped over there. Skip pass. Here is Sinet. Pump fakes the three. Driving baseline. Kicks opposite side. Now swung. Look at the ball movement by Elmhurst. Back to Sinet. Driving to the elbow. Pulls it back. 16 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. McMahon's going to fire the three. No good. Rebound McCall. That was McMahon's fourth attempt on a three. Hasn't made one yet this year. Back into the game for Elmhurst. Stephanie Mitchell. McMahon will take a seat. She has not played very much. I wonder if there's something going on. I know she's nursing an ankle injury. Yeah, you can see her over on the bench. I'm watching her get a little water, and she is favoring that left ankle. She must not be doing very well. Yalda into the corner for McCall. Skip pass to Cree. Jab steps out to Williams. Pump fake. She'll drive. A lot of contact there. They're going to say travel. Wow. Nice defensive effort that time by Elmhurst. And McMahon nursing that ankle. She's only playing, it seems like 3 or 4 minutes at a time. Kind of like a pitcher in baseball who's on a pitch count. She might be on a minute count here. She hurt that ankle last game on Wednesday and still trying to recover from that. At least she's playing at all as the offensive rebound is there for Mitchell, and she is fouled on the putback. She'll go to the line for 2. Stephanie Mitchell, the senior forward. Stephanie does not even appear on the season box score. She does average about 4 a game, however. She gets that one to roll in. Gives the lead back to Elmhurst by a mere point with 15 and a half to play in this game. One more for Mitchell. Nothing but net. Looking good on the free throws. 2-point lead now for the home team. Inbound goes to Annie Shane, the sophomore guard. She'll jog it up herself. Met at the half-court stripe. And here's Williams now. Stop, jump pass inside, up and good by number 32, Becca Heimsath, the senior center. We're tied again at 36. Sinet, pass to the top, need a little spacing there. Physical play down low on the blocks if you watch down there. A lot of pushing and shoving going on. Mitchell, long 2, heels on the arc and drains it. 2-point lead again for the Jays. North Park across the timeline. That is Shane again. Annie Shane. Back over to Williams, looking inside, and Heimsmith had position. They couldn't quite get it to her, though. Here's Yalda. Top to Shane again. Guarded by Sinet. To Williams. Look at that physical play down low. Long 3, Shane, no good. Rebound, putback is not good for Heimsath. Rebound, Mitchell. Hand off to Sinet. The Jays are running. Behind the back dribble, top of the key, guarded by Williams. I think she has the quickness factor, but passes off left side to Monroe. Monroe driving. Inside Mitchell, pass back out, nobody home. Sinet was the intended receiver on the play, but she cut to the basket hoping for a backdoor pass, but a little miscommunication and another turnover, and you see there at the middle of the floor, Sinet and Mitchell going over there just to talk about that a little bit. Fiona McMahon back on the floor out of St. Charles, right down the road at St. Francis High School. Yalda goes to Williams on the right wing to initiate the offense. Her pass goes to Shane, now back to Yalda. That turnover, by the way, the 14th on the game, and a travel by Williams there. Took that step, got to put the ball down first. Into the game comes Tara Spell for the first time. She will spell Kamura Acree. Tara, a senior out of Wilmington. That is in southern Will County. McMahon looking inside for Mitchell. Can't find her. Now to Sinet left side. She'll give it up for Swanson. Swanson will dribble drive. Man-to-man defense. Lob inside. Has McMahon. Turns, shoots. Can't put it in, but she'll go to the free throw line. Thought we had a 3-point play there, but have to settle for the 2 free throws. McMahon at the free throw line on the year is pretty good, 77%. She rattles that one in. Extends the lead to 3. Back into the game, Sully Roman, the 5'11 freshman out of Chicago Academy, located, guess where? Yeah, Chicago. Fiona McMahon's second free throw is good. 4-point lead now. It was tied a couple minutes ago at 36. Little mini run here for Elmhurst. Yalda right side guarded by Sinet to Williams. Williams over to Shane. She'll drive. Baseline. Nice drive, and she finishes at the hoop. Draws within 2. Annie Shane. Shane has 5 on the afternoon. Here's Sinet on the right. Back to the top. Now down low Mitchell. A little high-low and a foul on the pass. You betcha. That's Roman, the 5'11 freshman, picking up the foul. .12:50 to play in the game. It's a 2-point lead for Elmhurst. And don't forget, North Park missing 2 of their better players in Dana Christensen and Sarah Peterson out with injuries. Sinet off the screen, wide open, 16-footer, no good. Rebound, McMahon, putback is good. Offensive rebounds are just killing North Park right now. They need to block out a little bit better. That's at least the 8th or 9th offensive rebound for Elmhurst. Roman, top of the key, hands it off to Shane. McMahon has 10 points. Pass over to Acree, and a foul called. It looked like Schwartman had an opportunity and a chance for that ball, and I thought she did it without fouling, but referee saw a little bit differently there on the near side. As the second on Schwartman, the 4th on the team in the half. Acree will inbound. Does so to Yalda. Backs it up near the center circle, resetting the offense. Here's the ball screen. Pass off left to Acree. Right, Shane, 3, would have been big, no good. Rebound, McMahon there to haul it down. She's tripped, and she might have hurt that ankle again, and a foul there. And it looked like she's favoring that ankle. Not sure if she jumped and landed or she just landed funny on it, but she's going to have to take a seat here because she did tweak that ankle just a little bit. No, she's not going to look. She's not even looking at the scorer's table yet. See if she comes out. She's going to have to wait till after the... Well, they're going to say that was on the shot. All right. Well, 2 free throws coming up. So she's going to have to wait till after the first free throw. Tara Spell at the line. Only 3 for 5 on the year, and she misses that first one. Oh, no. Looks like McMahon's going to stay in. I like to see that. You know, if you get hurt it, keep running on it, stretch it out, keep it warm. One more coming up for Spell. No good. Rebound, McMahon's there. Looks like, yeah, she's hobbling. Definitely you can see her walking, trying to run down the floor. I don't know how much longer she's going to be able to stay in, but we'll see if she can work through it here. Top to Mitchell, high-low into McMahon. Grabs it at the baseline. Little bit of an errant pass. Nice job by McMahon to have it, though. Here's Sinet to Mitchell. High post. Swung around. Schwartman to the free throw line. McMahon. Monroe. She goes up. Had it blocked. Good block. And taken away. Shot clock went off, but they're not going to stop play. The possession had changed. Here's Yalda. Acree driving. Shooting. Getting fouled. You got 2 subs coming in for Elmhurst, and I imagine one of those will be for 0-0. The 6th team foul on the Jays. That is the 3rd on Schwartman. Schwertmann. 2 syllables. Schwartman. And out goes Schwartman and Mitchell. Looks like Fiona McMahon going to stay in the game. What do I know? I'm just an announcer. McCree's free throw to put within 2. She does. See her run down the floor again. Yeah, still with that limp, favoring that left ankle. Across the timeline comes Sinet. Guarded by Williams. Smart play by North Park to put the lengthy Williams on the very dangerous shooting Sinet. Top of the key, Vaughn. Pass left side, now inside for McMahon. Turning, right-handed hook shot. Oh, it's no good, but again to the free throw line. And earlier in the game, those were falling. And I can't help but assume that while favoring that ankle, you lose a little bit of that push-off you get on that shot, and it's coming up short every time. Well, McMahon to the free throw line, where again a 77% free throw shooter. Rattles that one in. Good shooter for a post player. She averages 15 a game, pulls in 10 rebounds. Just a double-double machine for the Blue Jays. Sub will be for the shooter. Here can McMahon's. She can barely put any weight on it at the free throw line. That one's good, and out she will go. And we'll see if we see her back in this game. Maybe if it comes close at the end. She's a valuable tool, both scoring and rebounding on both sides. Yalda crosses the timeline for the Vikings. Over to Williams. Ball movement here, finds a Cree. Shot on the way, it's good. That was Dominique Williams, the long deuce from the left side. 42-42. Top of the key is Vaughn. Lob inside. Here's the other Schwartman. No good. Ball loose. And tried a save attempt that time for Gotthard, but she was on the baseline there and couldn't quite save it. On the floor right now is Yalda, Williams, Shane, Acree, and Spell for the Vikings. We'll get you the 5 on the floor for Elmhurst in just a minute. Looks like it's Vaughn, Gotthard, Sinet, Schwartman, and Spencer. As that one falls. That was Kamira Acree, the senior guard. Melanie Schwartman in, though. It's not Kim like we've seen a lot of so far today. Here's Spencer driving, lost in another turnover. Williams, been hot lately, puts up that one on the runner, no good. And a foul on the rebound, late whistle, but they're going to get Tara Spell with the over the back. 17 turnovers so far for the Blue Jays today. That has led to 10 points off of turnovers for the Vikings. We have a timeout on the floor. It's 44-44 all with 9.5 to play. Back in just a minute on BlueJayTV.com. Knotted up here at 44 with 9.5 to play. Again, both teams 2-1 in the CCIW among 4 teams at that identical record. So we're going to work some things out here today. Some full court pressure being applied here by North Park. And again, turnovers have been an issue for Elmhurst, but they break it easily this time. Here's Gotthard. All alone down low, and scoring is Melanie Schwartman. First bucket for the sophomore out of Lake in the Hills. Went to Jacobs High School. 2 Schwartmans on the team. One went to Jacobs and is from Lake in the Hills. The other a Glenbard South grad. Not 100% sure if they're cousins or sisters or not related at all. which would be ironic with that last name. Here's Williams in the paint. Fadeaway jumper off the glass. Look at Dominique Williams. Back and forth we go. Everything that Elmhurst puts up, North Park has an answer. McCree has 12, but Dominique Williams has 6 points so far. And all of those coming here in the second half. And Sinet not happy with the offense. She'll take it herself in the paint, puts up off the glass, no good. Rebound loose in the paint, picked up by the Vikings. That was Spell ahead to Williams, 3-on-2. McCree wide open. Pass gets to her, jump stop in the paint, headed block. Ooh, but a foul called on Melanie Schwartman. To the free throw line goes McCree again. McCree, a 82% free throw shooter, 28 for 34 coming into this game, and that one is true. One more coming up as we get a couple substitutes for Elmhurst, and good to see that Fiona McMahon is back on the floor. That second free throw is also good for McCree. She is 6 for 7 from the line so far today. Here's Monroe for Elmhurst on the right side. To the top for McMahon. Looking in the paint, can't find her. Devin Vaughn drives to the paint, back out to Monroe. Man-to-man defense by North Park, and tough man-to-man at that. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Fiona McMahon looked at the three. She'll take a couple dribbles, pass it off Vaughn. Vaughn, floater, no. Rebound, loose. Who's going to hustle for it? It's going to be Monroe, and she's fouled. Great hustle job by Monroe to corral that one in. It was loose, but the freshman from West Chicago able to track it down and save that possession, and every one is going to be important as Elmhurst trails by a bucket here. That is the 7th team foul on North Park. That means Claire Monroe to the free throw line. Monroe, a 69% free throw shooter coming into the game today. Her first trip this afternoon. Exactly sure what they, looks like they need a towel, some more moisture on the floor. Something on the floor. Oh, is it a Band-Aid perhaps fell off? I got to get the gloves out. Well, look at that Elmhurst staff. They're on that immediately. No time at all. Get back underway. I got to get Claire Monroe these 2 free throws, her first of the game. Couple free throws ties it up here. Claire Monroe, the freshman, cannot get the roll. Williams, the free throw, and she's fouled by McMahon. Yeah, not a hard foul, but McMahon definitely had her hand on her back and just enough to push her and let her go flying. It looks a lot worse than it is, but it is a foul. And McMahon picks up her 3rd foul. Let's see if Coach Carrillo is going to get her out of the game with those 3 fouls. But to the line of McCree, where again she's 7 for 8 today and 82% on the year. First one looks good. Extends the lead to 3, which I imagine is the largest lead for North Park today. That one on the way. Back iron, no. Rebound, Vaughn. Here comes Devin, pushing ahead left. Monroe. She fires the 3. Would have tied it, but no. Oh, and they're going to get Melanie Schwartman with the over-the-back foul. Was she over at the back? Technically, yeah, but she's just 6 inches taller than the girl in front of her. Not much you could do about that, but Schwartman will pick up the foul. It'll be her 2nd. And McCree, again, just finds her way to the line. In important spots, Kimura McCree is always there. She split last pair, and if averages serve, she'll probably make both of these, but there you go. I am sorry, Kimura, I jinxed you on that. That's my fault. Monroe gives it up left to Swanson rather. Top to McMahon, over to Vaughn with under 7 to play. Cutting, Monroe up and shooting. Look at the freshman cut through the lane and score. Her first bucket of the afternoon for Claire Monroe. Top turning and looking as Kruckman. She'll give it up to Yalda. Now to Acree. To Williams. Looked at the three. Jump stop. A lot of contact. They're going to foul. Was it on the shot or was it on the drive? That will be the question. They're going to say 2 shots. So Williams to the line. And I will give officials credit all day long because they have the hardest job in the gym. No matter what you do, one side of the gym is going to be yelling at you, but it seems somewhat inconsistent today as that free throw rattled in. There's been a lot of contact, sometimes not called, and we've seen a couple of times where there's barely been any sort of contact that have been called. It's just been somewhat inconsistent, but like I said, they got the hardest job in the building. Another one coming up for Williams to make it a 3-point lead. She does. Hung up there for a second, but it fell. She's got 8 points today. Big second half for Dominique Williams. Right side, Swanson. Now to Kim Schwartman, looking inside for McMahon. Not there. She'll drive to the paint. Kick out. The other Schwartman knocks down the mid-range jumper. Melanie Schwartman knocks it in. The sophomore. Big shot, draws within 1 for Elmhurst. Williams gives it to Yalda. Yalda calls for Williams and gives her the ball at the top of the key. Back over to Acree. Lobs it inside, her woman has Kruckman, but she misses the chippy down low, and she's been making those all day. A chance for Elmhurst here to take the lead. Here's Monroe, left side, looking inside for Melanie, but can't find her. Now they're going to swing it and look inside for McMahon. Can't find her either. Another shot for Melanie, and knocked it down exactly the same spot as the previous possession, and Elmhurst takes the 1-point lead. Under 5.5 to play in the game. We're going to come down to the wire here. Here's Williams. Right side for Spell, and she'll give it back to Acree. Now Williams looking inside. Oh, has it, but a big block from McMahon, but North Park takes and keeps the possession. Here's Acree, 8 seconds on the shot clock, to the paint. Shooting, no, rebound McMahon, nice job. A great defensive series that time for Fiona McMahon, the big block and the rebound, and she's doing it on 1 foot. She has a hurt left ankle. And she's working hard in the post right now. She's outside. She gives it up left for Swanson. Back out Monroe. Over back to Swanson, left wing. Looking inside for Melanie. Can't find her. She's going to take it herself to the rim, but she can't finish. The rebound is batted and brought in by Melanie Schwartman. She's fouled by Kruckman. Nice job by McMahon to keep it alive, and you can see her still hunched over and still favoring that hurt left ankle, but man, she is just battling through it. She is battling through it. She knows her team needs her out on that floor in these final 4.5 minutes, up a point. I'll tell you what, though, Melanie Schwartman the last 2 or 3 minutes has been stellar. A couple jump shots that fall, rebounds, and free throws like you see here. Free throw coming up for Melanie. That one's good. She's got 7 points and a full timeout. Hey, take a minute. Go check Facebook. We'll be right back with the final 4.5 minutes here on BlueJayTV.com. Final 4.5 minutes here. It's Elmhurst by 3 over North Park. And at halftime, it was an Elmhurst lead by the very slimmest of margins, though, 34-28. Elmhurst, make that North Park fought back. They have had a 3-point lead at one point, and Elmhurst has fought back to get back that 3-point lead, and that's where we stand right now. Y'all to the basketball for the Vikings, to Acree, now top to Shane. Back over to Williams, finds Acree left wing. She'll dribble drive. Good defense that time by Schwartman. Kicks out. Williams, the three to tie the game. Dominique Williams has had an outstanding second half. Absolutely outstanding. Crossover is taken away. Here's Shane being chased down from behind by Monroe, and she commits the silly foul, and the layup is good. The three-point play opportunity is there for Annie Shane. Again, one of those, weak ticky-tack fouls that the referee blew the whistle on, and you got to know that if you're a player, that's how they're calling the game. Fiona McMahon took about a 30-second breather there and is back on the floor. Nice round of applause for her. Free throw is good. So quickly, it was a 3-point lead just 10 seconds ago for Elmhurst, and now it's a 3-point lead for North Park. Top. That is Godhart. Back over to the right to Schwartman. Kim Schwartman, that is. She'll drive to the elbow. Little trouble, has to do something. Dives, left-hand shot. No, but a foul. All three referees blowing the whistle on that one. And going to the free throw line will be number 10, Kim Schwartman, 5'8" senior. I wouldn't say that free throws is her strongest part of her game. Just 7 for 13 coming into today for 54%. Knocks it down, cool, calm there. Two in a row there for Kim Schwartman. Those are big free throws because it brings the Blue Jays within one. Yalda goes over to the right for Kruckman. Now to Acree, swung to Williams. She's been on fire here this second half. Keep an eye on number 21. Over to Yalda again. Down low, Kruckman, where she's been dangerous. Out to Acree for three. No. Rebound swatted at, and McMahon there to corral. Sinet across the timeline. All wide open as Schwartman can't hit the baseline jumper, but she gets her own rebound. Outlets to Sinet. Fires over to McMahon. Back outside. Now top of the key. Look at the ball movement. Great job by the Jays. Has to hurry, though. 3 seconds on the way. Hook shot does not fall for Fiona. And a travel violation there. See, now I wouldn't have been surprised if they blew the whistle for a foul in that particular case, because that's what we've been seeing. But that time they keep the whistle in their pocket, and it's a turnover for North Park. Fiona McMahon, in 20 minutes of play, has 14 points. She has had a lot of rest, nursing that injured ankle. Inbound Schwartman, left corner. Back outside it goes to Godhart. Inside, McMahon, nice bounce pass. Shot no good, but to the free throw line will go Devin Vaughn. Nope, Devin Vaughn. Devin to the free throw line. What a pass by Fiona McMahon. A little high-low bounce pass, a beauty. 2:50 to play. It's a 1-point lead for the visitors. A tie or possible lead here with Devin Vaughn at the stripe, where she's 62%. Makes the first one. For the lead. Yes, ma'am. 1-point lead now for the Jays, 58-57. McCall gives it up. That's Kruckman. Backs out to Acree. Kruckman's going to find some post position. Ooh, a lot of contact. Oh, they're going to get Devin Vaughn. That's a rough one because both players just running to different positions on the floor, and they just happen to run into each other. How do you choose who you get the foul to? I don't know how they did it, but they did, and they gave it to Devin Vaughn. And that's going to be her 5th, and she'll be out of the game. Going to take a couple seconds here to figure out who they want to sub in for Devin. Looks like they're going to choose Katie Swanson. Devin Vaughn will exit the game, 18 minutes on the floor, 6 points, 3 rebounds. At the free throw line, the freshman Kruckman, and a good free throw shooter, but misses the first. Kruckman at 77%. Again, just a freshman out of Libertyville High School. One more coming up. Rolls that one in. We're tied at 58. So full court pressure being applied, man-to-man. Backs off with Sinet, the point guard, crossing the center circle. Hands off Schwartman. Active hands, had it knocked away. McCall, look at the McCall on-ball defense, very good. Skip pass to the left for Swanson. Schwartman, high-low down. Oh, and a foul call that's going to be on Kruckman. And, man, I'm telling you, it just seems rather inconsistent. We've seen banging and pushing and shoving in the post all day long. Sometimes it gets called, sometimes it doesn't. And that's huge because that is the 5th foul for Nicole Kruckman. She has been working down low, but she fouls out. She's been their best weapon in the paint. Luckily, Dominique Williams has been stepping up her game lately as well. But out of the game with 5 goes Nicole Kruckman, and she's still pleading her case to some of her teammates on the end of the bench like, man, I don't know what you want me to do. But Fiona McMahon calmly hits a free throw there to give her team a 1-point lead. That one rattles in. It's a 2-point lead now for the Blue Jays. Kruckman will exit the game with 23 minutes, 13 points, and 4 rebounds. Only player with more points for North Park is Kamira Acree. Driving McCall all alone to the basket. Can't get it, but rebound and putback is good for Acree. She's got 17. 17 points for the senior guard out of Carbondale. Again, the pressure broken easily. Here's Sinet. To Swanson, now top. Down low, Fiona McMahon. The pass was a little bit errant, but saved by McMahon. Look at the effort with the bad ankle. Absolutely great. And she gets post position again. Turning, spinning, shooting off the glass. It's good. What a possession for Fiona McMahon. Saves the ball, hits the screen, gets position, and scores. Absolutely fantastic. And a timeout called by North Park. They got some decisions to be made with Nicole Kruckman fouling out. It's going to be the Kamira Acree show. We'll take a quick break here and back with the final 81 seconds on BlueJayTV.com. Don't forget, this is just one half of our doubleheader here today on BlueJayTV.com. We have the men coming up against North Park as well. North Park men are 5-9 against Elmhurst's 4-10 men's team, so you want to stay tuned for that. That's a conference battle as well. Back here, the final 1:16. It's a 2-point lead for the Jays. Here's Yalda driving and shooting from 10. That's a clutch shot by their senior point guard, Shayna Yalda. Fantastic job. We're tied again. Full court denying man-to-man. Don't turn it over here if you're Elmhurst. Look at her go. Here is Schwartman to the paint. They travel. A travel call on Kim Schwartman. That one hurts. It's a turnover. Yalda for the Vikings. Taking it all the way to the baseline. Stops, shoots, jumper. It's good. She's had 4 in a row, and she gives her team the lead. 19 turnovers for Elmhurst. If they end up losing this game, that's the number you look at. 40 seconds to go. Elmhurst needs a bucket here. Here's Swanson. Give it to your girl down low. You got to find Fiona McMahon. Here she is. Not where she wants to be, though, top of the key. She'll put it on the floor to get down there. Kicks it back out to Sinnett. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Sinnett driving. Triple team, a lot of contact. Out, Swanson for 3, no good. Rebound is there for McMahon. The shot's good, count it. That should not have gone off. They should have reset the shot clock. You should keep playing. The clock we should not stop. A timeout was called here, though. A timeout called by Elmhurst. I believe a timeout was called. Referees look a little confused themselves. Yeah, there we go. The referee at the scorer's table there calling a timeout called by the coach for Elmhurst. What an interesting couple of seconds there. The clock operator failed to reset the shot clock after the ball hit the rim. In the meantime, Fiona McMahon was doing work, getting an offensive rebound and a pushback. So a fantastic job by Fiona to ignore the buzzer and keep playing because that was the right call. We only stopped play because Coach Carrillo in Elmhurst wanted to call a timeout. So the referees are discussing things at half court as you see the Blue Jays discussing things in their huddle, but the correct call would be no change. There should be no call made at this point, I would say. 15 on the clock. It is 64-64. They have not updated the score on the screen there. They count the Fiona McMahon layup at the end. So hopefully they don't change anything and everything should be copacetic here as we go in the final 15 seconds. It will be North Park basketball. What you want to watch out for is, well, they got weapons. They have weapons, and it's been Shayna Yalda the last couple trips down. She's hit 2 jump shots in a row. Dominique Williams has been outstanding in the second half, and Kamira Akri, what can you say about her? She's got 19 points in the game. So 3 options on the floor are very good ones for North Park. And don't forget about Annie Shane, who's already hit a 3-pointer in this game as well. Half-court defense going to be played here. Well, as they do start to deny here in the 3-quarter court. 15 seconds to go. Here's your ball game. We're knotted at 64. Shane takes it right. Picked up in the switch by Monroe. Now to Yalda. She scored the last 4. Kicks it out. Shane down the all on Williams. Shot up but fouled with 0.2 seconds. The rotation was there to stop the shooter, but Yalda with a beautiful extra pass at the end found Williams all alone. They're going to empty the lane. And a timeout called here by Coach Carrillo, maybe like in football, the freeze the kicker, the freeze the free throw shooter technique here, because Dominique Williams will have 2 shots to win the game for North Park. 2 free throws with 0.2. You're not going to have enough time to catch and shoot. The 0.2 seconds only allows you a tip in. So unless Elmhurst can find a way to throw it the length of the floor and just tip it in at the rim, they're not going to have a chance to answer. Dominique Williams, if you're an Elmhurst fan, here's some good news. She's only a 50% free throw shooter on the season. But today, she's 4 for 4. 50% for the season, a perfect 4 for 4 today. Your game is in these free throws right here. If she makes one, the game's over, essentially. Crowd getting a little loud. On the way. Good ball game. Going to pretty much ice it for North Park. She'll have one more. All Elmhurst can do is tip it. You cannot catch and shoot with 0.2 seconds to go. On the way, no good, probably the best. Best you can do. Dominique Williams, an outstanding second half for the Vikings. And the clutch play of the game, a free throw with 0.2 seconds, gives North Park the win. And the only thing you can say is what hurt Elmhurst here are turnovers, and they had 20 of them in the game. Well, 19 to be exact, which led to a whole bunch of points. 15 points off turnovers for the Vikings, and that really is your game right there. Fiona McMahon, you can say nothing but good things of what she did today, playing on a bad ankle, re-injuring the bad ankle in that second half. But she did absolutely great work, unfortunately, in the 1-point losing effort against 65-64 in that game. I'll get you some final numbers here from for North Park. Your leading scorer in the game was Kimura Akri, 17 points in 39 minutes, and she played all but 1 minute of the game at 17 points. A fantastic effort on her part. A lot of great individual efforts in this game. Shayna Yalda had 13, a very good streak near the end of that game where she put in 4 points in a row. Also with 13, Nicole Kruckman, she fouled out. Dominique Williams also with 12. Very quickly, leading scorer for Elmhurst for the Blue Jays, Fiona McMahon, had 20 points in the game, and she was the only Blue Jay in double figures. We'll take a little bit of a break here after that 1-point loss. Hopefully the men can come away with a little bit better of an outcome. It is the Elmhurst and North Park men coming up in just a few minutes here on BlueJayTV.com.